Welcome back to Climbing the Ladder. I'm your host, Jesse Simmons on Hatters Prime in collaboration with my podcast, my mental health sports podcast, Elevate and Motivate. Today we have an amazing guest, not just like I've been saying, a great person, a great human being, but a pretty damn good ball player, shortstop, and Lorenzo Meola, senior infielder from Stetson, a guy that was a fourth round draft pick from the San Francisco Giants, was the person that has not just been able to elevate his game since stepping on campus into land, but he has been elevating his leadership skills and everything off the field. And it's been a very unique opportunity for you these past couple of weeks that the wrapping up the 2025 season into now. But without further ado, Lorenzo, thanks for joining me.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
When we'll start right in square one, you had a great career at Stetson, but the last few weeks have been a little hectic for you. One that you've gotten to go on this little ride with someone that you know, and Isaiah Barquette getting drafted in the 10th round, not much longer after you. So at least you haven't had to do it by yourself. But tell me a little bit about where you're at, what's going on, and how's life been?
Yeah, so draft day rolled around. Heard some stuff on day one. Um, Ended up not working out with what we had going on, but day two came around. I got the call from my advisor, and it was awesome. Like just being there with my family and seeing all the hard work that paid off, and yeah, and then they wanted us out here. I think 2 days after, which was Wednesday, and yeah, I've been here since. They gave us a little like a 5 day break last week, so we were home for a bit. Came back out here now, and now we're here until October. So it's been good. It's been awesome. It's what I wanted to do for my whole life, so I'm excited.
Yeah, the draft. Were you at home for the draft? Where did you spend that with family back in Jersey, or kind of where were you at?
Yeah, I was at home in Jersey with my family, so it was good being there with them.
And what's kind of funny is I've talked to Isaiah Barquette already. He had an agent, kind of had someone guiding him through it. I talked to Ty. Ty did not, so he was taking the direct phone calls. He said, I remember he told me after the Auburn regional, you guys are on the bus, and he had scouts and agents, and everybody in the baseball world, like literally calling him. Like he couldn't even get home yet before they're calling and reaching out. Was that like for you? Did you have an agent? Did you do it on your own? You kind of sounded like you did it on your own. What was it like navigating that part?
I did have an agent. I've had him for probably almost 2 years now.
Okay.
And it started picking up more towards like this past season in college. And yeah, they would all go through him. I would do Zooms and stuff and get in touch with some of the scouts and stuff, but mainly most of it went through him, and he helped me throughout the process. And then on draft day, um, he took all the calls from the teams, which was a bit different than what you're saying Ty had to go through, and he would kind of text me through it because everything happened so fast.
Especially on day one for you.
Yeah, so everything happened so fast, and as the rounds went on, the picks were quicker and quicker. So like it was like had to be like almost instant communication through text with that. So it was definitely I wasn't stressed at all leading up to the draft at all because I knew whatever happened would happen, and but yeah, then once the texts start rolling around from my agent, it was getting pretty stressful, and
You're like, oh, this is real.
yeah, it was all just hitting me at once, and it was pretty quick.
So talking to past guys this week, and it's kind of rare. You said you weren't stressed at all. You talked to your roommate and Barquette, and bro said he literally stressed for the past 2 weeks. It just was hitting every day, couldn't hit enough. It stressed him out. For you, it sounds like you're cool. That's all I've known you is just cool. I call you the chill guy, cool, calm,
Yeah,
and collected. Haven't had to worry about it. And then for Ty, he said he had to go through it on his own and kind of filter, and he just got called up to single A, and he said it hadn't really hit him that he is literally a professional baseball player until the dad called him. And he's like, oh, I'm in a hotel about to go to a game in a couple hours. When was the first moment for you that it finally hit and you thought, oh, wow, like I'm literally an employee of this organization, and now I'm getting paid to play this game of baseball that I used to work so hard for?
yeah. I think during the draft and the few days after, after it kind of didn't really hit me yet. But I think getting on that flight out here and being here, it kind of settled in and hit me, and I'm excited to get to work. We've been working hard here, and yeah, so it's been awesome. So.
That's good. You are getting to work. Tell me a little bit about what it's like being there. You're in Arizona. Have you even been to the West Coast before getting drafted? I know it's kind of a first experience in general. Have you been able to do that, and how are you getting settled? How's everything?
Oh yeah, I mean it's been real hot here, up to 120 something. I'm not really used to, but being in Florida the past couple years for school, I kind of got used to the heat and the humidity. But it's kind of a different heat out here. It's dry heat, so it's not as bad, but it's still almost 120, which is pretty hot. But I haven't been out here other than a month or two ago. I was out here in Arizona, but other than that, I really haven't been out to the West Coast, so it's been pretty cool being out here and just seeing everything around here. It's definitely unique and different than from where I'm about.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, you go from Jersey to you almost gone corners of the country here, from north to south to now out west. Now you're like, speaking of that, you're meeting guys from all around the country, the first round draft picks, the 10th round draft picks. What's it like being in the same area and the same practices as all these guys that come from different areas? Have you learned anything yet? Any cool specific guys that you've talked to already and kind of bounce things off of? Give me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean it's been cool seeing and meeting all these guys from all over. There's guys from East Coast, up north, West Coast, Cali, and then obviously all the people from the Dominican and stuff like that. So just being interact with them and being around everyone, it's pretty cool, and just hearing all their experiences, and it's been pretty cool practicing with all of them.
Yeah, and you're meeting new guys, but obviously, like I already talked about it earlier in the open, Barquette's with you. You know, I see. He told me he was your roommate. Are you guys still living together? You get Uber Eats together, so I've been hearing, and kind of
Yeah,
bouncing back and forth. How's that?
it's been good. It's awesome having him here. I mean when
Can't get away from the guy.
yeah, I mean I was super excited to see his name get called for the Giants too. I was like it was awesome. And I've gotten so close to him with the past couple years, and our families got really close, and it's been awesome. And yeah, we're still roommates right now. Um,
I'm so sorry. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
he
How is
probably
that
will
like
be.
though? Speaking of, he gets called, you go crazy. Um, when you got drafted, who was one of the first like teammates or people to text you? And on top of that, did you have any idea that Zay was going to end up getting picked up by the same exact team? What are the odds of that out of 30? You know, that he gets picked
I
up
know.
right behind you, and now you guys are all of a sudden right back in the same square one again.
Yeah, I mean, right after I got picked, I couldn't even tell you texted me first because my phone was
Phone's
just
blowing
going
up.
nuts,
Yeah.
and I kind of put it down for a little bit and just enjoyed the time with my family. Um, and then obviously I started looking at him, and the 10th round came around, and I see his name get, or he texted me about it because he heard some stuff from them, and I was just like, no way, like that's like
This is
insane.
crazy.
And yeah, it ended up getting picked from them, and here we are together again.
Yeah, it's that's insane. I was telling do you realize how insane that is? That not only someone you share the left side of the infield with for the past couple of years, but now you guys are literally embarking on the same journey, climbing the ladder, like the name of this show is, to get up to the top of the key, top of the heap. And it's also pretty cool. I don't know that when he told me that he was taking flips from you at second base now, he said that's been so different but cool. Did you guys ever do that at all at Stetson at all? Did you guys ever have shortstop, second base communication like that, or was you guys always on the left side, never had to do that?
For the most part, he was always at third, but there was a few
Right.
times we would go to second, and if I needed to get some flips in, he'd go over there, and vice versa. Um, but yeah, it's been pretty cool. Turning double plays with him in practice here. It kind of feels like we already have like that connection, so it's like it makes it 10 times easier. Like I know his tendencies and what like, and he knows me, so it's kind of that feeling
That
of
duo.
being comfortable, yeah, with each other. So it's been awesome. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything more.
That's sweet. That's sweet. And going into it, it's not easy. It's a different transition. You've had a lot of turntables. You got to pick up and move. You got to get out to Arizona, new culture, I guess you could say, new environment, new playing surface. What's been the biggest challenge for you? Just getting settled out there and trying to get your wings under you, and just get ready to rock in a new scheme. What's the biggest challenge that you have to adjust to most?
I'd say I think just the change part of it. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, I've been at Stetson for the past 3 years, so I kind of each and every year going in back to school from home, like I already knew what was going to happen. Um, I was already comfortable there, so I think just the change part of it
Mhm.
was something that was a challenge for me. But I've adjusted well, and we're playing baseball every day. I can't complain. Like it's my job literally, and I still can't believe that's the thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been awesome though. I'm just embracing every moment of it and taking it day by day. So it's been great.
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned right there, you still can't believe it. I say Lorenzo Meola, an MLB draft pick, a Major League Baseball draft pick. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to have that attached to your name? We talked about it for from the show. It's something that not a lot of people get in general, and to be able to carry that with you as a top 5 round draft pick, not just a draft pick, a top 5 round draft pick. What does that mean to you personally, and all the things that you've tried to do your whole life, basically leading up to this?
Yeah, I mean it means a lot to me. I've dedicated so much of my life to baseball, and just being around the game for so long. It's been an awesome journey, and it all starts with my parents. I mean, they've been there for me every step of the way. Whatever I needed for baseball,
Mhm.
um, it started with them, and they've been a great support system for me throughout my time playing. And it's just still surreal to think about, because I remember writing down stuff in uh, elementary school saying I want to be a professional baseball player like everyone else did, and
Yeah.
look at me now. It's crazy.
It takes a little bit like a pinch me moment, I feel like at the same time. But now that we know where you're at, you're in Arizona and you're getting your reps in and trying to build up. What's the next step for you? Have they talked to you? Is there anything that's been an update to kind of how long you're going to be in training camp? I guess you could call it before they kind of send you somewhere or direct you towards instructional camp, whatever it may be. What's the next step?
Yeah, so we just started. The ACL team just finished up last week, so we're starting the Bridge League here, which is the complex league. Kind of, we're playing against teams and from the other complexes, and we start next week on Tuesday, and it's like 3 games a week. Um, and then depending on how we do and guys moving around, they could send you out to the affiliate San Jose, which is the low A team. A few guys got sent out, but it's kind of just I guess they have a plan for everyone through it, and it's kind of just be ready. What they told us the other day is just be ready, and if something happens, and they might need you, and so it's just all about staying ready, and yeah,
Yeah, every day feels like a playoff, but it's a
yeah,
little different, I'm sure. Now that we do know where you're at, like I said, let's take a little bit of a step back, and we want to catch up because you not only did you collect a bunch of accolades at Stetson and enough to build up, you did so in good fashion in the ASUN tournament last year, ASUN MVP. This year in the ASUN Conference Defensive Player of the Year, you got all these things. I could sit here and read a book off of the things that you've done as a player, over 200 games played, this, that, and the other, whatever it may be. It's like I'm a walking chat GPT for Lorenzo Meola. But, you know, take you back to Auburn Regional, the ASUN tournament. You guys had to wait that 24 hours, all the rain. What was that like? Are you still in the back of your mind realizing this is my last ride with these guys? Let me try to cherish what I have here. Then you guys go to Auburn, be able to beat a good team in NC State. You played well and just be able to enjoy that. Was that in the back of your mind a little bit, or did you try to just push that aside and say, I'll worry about it when I need to?
um, I think through like halfway throughout the season, I kind of just I was actually texting Gio about everything kind of throughout the season. Um, and like halfway through, I kind of just got into the mentality of just taking everything day by day, and it'll work out in the end. So I just kind of just tried to enjoy every moment I had with those guys, and it was awesome getting to another regional. It was pretty hectic the way we got there, but we did, and I think we deserved it, and by the showing we had at the regional too. So I was just trying to play every game like it was my last with those guys because we had such a good group, and throughout the past 3 years, I couldn't have asked for a better group of guys um, every year, and it was awesome to just build on even from last year with some of the same guys that were there. Just having that connection and relationships with those guys, it was awesome, and I think that's why we did so good this year too, is because we were all together on and off the field, like no matter what it was, like we were all hanging out, we are all pulling for each other, and I think that's a big thing on why we were so successful this season.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. I feel like every time I saw you, I saw somebody else with you. You guys were all traveling in packs, and it's good to see that because that chemistry, especially at Stetson, is what carries you guys far. Not even from last year against Alabama in a regional in Tallahassee, but now this past year at another hard place to play in Auburn. My gosh, that atmosphere.
Yeah.
One of the things I've liked to ask every guy on the show so far is, looking back at your career at Stetson in college, what was one of those memories that you'll kind of carry with you? Maybe it was a funny memory off the field, on the field, whatever it may be, but what's a little tidbit, something that you kind of share, a story you could share with me about something you'll remember when you look back in 10, 15 years about your time at Stetson?
I mean, there's probably so many that I can't think of right now because we've had so many
Right.
memories with each other. I think one of the most memorable ones was the dog pile, the first one we had,
Hmm.
um, to go to the regional my sophomore year because I really haven't won anything as a team with a group like growing up, like or in high school and stuff like that. Like we didn't really win any state champions or anything. So just being able to dogpile with those guys was
Just
unreal, and
takes that.
it was awesome. And then even the year after this year, we found out in a weird way, but we all celebrated, and it was pretty cool. And I think it's not even about the winning that I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life and tell stories about. I think it's just about the group of guys and the people I shared a locker room with, and just them being there for me and me being there for them day in and day out. So I think that's just it's a big part of how we did things.
Yeah, and speaking of celebration, you didn't really necessarily get to dogpile this year, but were you a part of the tarp slide, the tarp dive? Were you part of that?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. Um,
That's
how could
awesome.
I not be?
It's a good way to do it. But no, yeah, that's a good part to be able to share different things like that. I think when you talk about it, when you talk about the challenges going from any type of level of college ball and baseball, because it's so unique. It doesn't really matter whether you play D1, D2, or JUCO. Everybody's got a chance to make it to the league. You saw that in this draft, let alone high school or not.
Hmm.
What's something that you may have picked up from Stetson in terms of the baseball side of things in between the foul lines? What's something maybe you picked up there from the everyday grind that you think gives you an advantage here at a professional level?
Yeah, I think going to school and getting that experience is a big thing for guys going into the draft because now looking back at it, like coming out of high school, you're not, especially up north, it's not as um, you're not doing as much as you are down south in like the schedule wise, just because they play more games, just because the weather and stuff. But um, yeah, so coming out of high school, I don't even know how it would feel, especially leaving home like that. Um, but yeah, I think going to school and getting to that grind and getting into routines definitely helped me out here a lot, and I'm grateful for it, and I'm happy I went to Stetson for all 3 years, and yeah.
Looking back on it too, if you look back at, heck, let's even say 9 or 10-year-old Lorenzo, you're gonna look at him and you're gonna say, hey, in another decade, we're going to be drafted by the San Francisco Giants, a team that is very rich in hitters and Hall of Famers and pitchers, but any team for that matter. But you're going to say, hey, stay on this, and it's going to be worth it. Just thinking about that, what does that mean to you, and how do you react to that?
Yeah, I mean, just just looking back at it like that, I mean, it means everything to me. And like I said before, just the support group I had throughout my career growing up, it was awesome. Even my small little town I'm from, like everyone supported me. And then getting to school, doing my thing, building relationships with those guys, and I think just a big part of it was having fun. I think that's why um, I was so successful too. I had fun playing, and um, if you're not having fun, it's not going to be a good time. So I think that was a big part of it, um, and it's just still crazy to think about that. It's my job now, and
Yeah.
it's what I've always wanted to do. So yeah.
The next 20, like, think about that. The next 24 hours after your name gets called, walking around town in Jersey, what was that? Did you get a couple like, oh my gosh, Lorenzo, like, what's good? Congrats, when you're walking around, or just go out in town? Because, sounds like you come from a smaller community that everybody's kind of close knit from what we've talked about. Have you had any kind of cool conversations since then, or people reach out?
Um, Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few people out, but like after the draft or during the draft, there was a huge flood we had. So kind of
That's right. Yeah.
so there wasn't many people that came over just because actually there was someone that came over and his car got like stuck in the flood and like had to get taken out of the car. So um
No
but I
way.
received a lot of support through the phone, like text and call. Obviously, see my family from there, cousins and stuff. Like I saw them right after. So it was pretty cool. Just being in that position and yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. I mean, I guess you didn't really get a chance to kind of you get a chance to appreciate it, but I guess life comes at you fast, and that kind of reminds you that baseball really is just a game at the end of the day. You're just getting paid to play a game, you know.
Yeah.
But next thing too, kind of looking back at it as we kind of wrap up here on climbing the ladder for you, Lorenzo. Looking back at it, there's a group of guys that are coming after you now at Stetson that are going to try to push through and be in your shoes where you are now. If you could look, instead of looking at me, look at your team and give them any advice and any kind of parting words, what does those look like?
I think just um, build a relationship with um, the new guys. Take them in. And there's a good amount of guys returning from last year, which is good, and they kind of know what it's like to go to the regional and have that kind of taste in their mouth after getting bounced from there. And I think just take it day by day, be where your feet are, and just have fun with everyone. I mean, it's a tough game, so if you can make it a little better, just having fun, it does a lot. So I think just being where your feet are and enjoying every moment, and being grateful is a big part of what we did and what um, they should be doing next year. So
Absolutely. And then kind of last question as I kind of wrap up here. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Not even one, not 10, just 5 years. I think that's something that you can realistically look at. For you, where do you realistically see yourself in 5 years? Might be a hard question to answer and kind of the new ladder you have to start climbing, but where does Lorenzo see himself?
I mean, uh, like to be playing shortstop for the Giants. Uh,
And
that's I mean, it's always been a dream of mine to get to that stage. So I think um, throughout this grind and throughout the minor leagues, it's possible and very doable. And um, I'm excited to get to continue to get to work and get there one day. And I know I'm going to. So
that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Well, Lorenzo, thank you for joining me here. One day I'll be praying for you, not only just to be able to work up through the ranks, but one day don that orange and black there in San Fran. And when the time comes, I'm definitely coming out there to watch. So stay tuned, especially for all you guys out there that have been following Lorenzo's journey. What an awesome guy, awesome person, awesome good. You're just a good friend, man. At the end of the day, and I think that's going to carry you very far. Stay close to your face. Stay close to especially Isaiah, give it and knock him up a little bit for me, and don't let him live nothing down. Don't let his head get too big. So keep him humble, keep him cool, collected. But until then, keep working, brother. I'm proud of you.
thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And this is another episode of Climbing the Ladder. We catch up with our Hatters as they climb through the minor league baseball system. I'm your host, Jesse Simmons, host of Hatters Prime, and we'll see you next time.